The more you talk, the more access you give people to your vision. But not everyone deserves that access. Some people should only see the final product, not the process. Some should only hear about the results, not the hard work behind them. Because when you expose your plans too soon, you give others the chance to interfere, to discourage you, to make you second-guess yourself. Think about how many dreams have died because someone spoke too soon. How many people were excited about an idea, shared it with the wrong person, and suddenly felt doubt creep in. Not everyone is rooting for you. Some will pretend to support you, but deep down they don't want you to surpass them. Silence protects your dreams. It keeps your energy focused. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop announcing your plans, you give yourself the freedom to move without distractions, without outside opinions, without pressure. You just put in the work and let the results do the talking. The most successful people don't announce their every move. They work in silence, grinding when no one is watching. And by the time people realize what they've done, it's too late to stop them. That's how you have to move. Quietly, with discipline, without seeking approval or validation. A lion doesn't have to roar every minute to prove it's a lion. It moves with confidence, power, and certainty. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to explain your every move. Stay focused, stay consistent, and let your results speak for themselves. Too many people waste their energy explaining their plans to the wrong people. They spend time trying to convince others they're serious about their goals. But the truth is, no one needs to believe in your dream except you. No one needs to understand your vision except you. Because when you truly believe in yourself, you don't need permission. You don't need validation. You just need action. The greatest ideas, businesses, and achievements all started in silence. Before they changed the world, they were built in the dark, away from the noise, away from unnecessary opinions. And that's exactly where you need to be. The people who achieve the most don't waste time explaining their plans, they spend time building them. When you work in silence, you protect your energy. You don't waste time defending your decisions. You don't let outside voices interfere with your momentum. You stay in control. You move without fear of judgment or the weight of other people's doubts. And when you finally reveal what you've been working on, it speaks for itself. Some people ask about your plans just to compare them to their own. They want to see if you're ahead of them, if you're doing better. And the moment they realize you are, they either try to discourage you or copy you. But when you stay quiet and keep your moves private, they have nothing to compare, nothing to compete with, and nothing to interfere with. There's a reason why the most powerful moves in history were made in silence. A reason why the greatest successes are revealed only when they are already unstoppable. Because when you work in the background, no one sees you coming. And that is your greatest advantage. Let them wonder. Let them assume. Let them think you're doing nothing. Meanwhile, you are growing, you are building, you are becoming something greater. And when the time is right, when your work is ready to be seen, there will be nothing they can do to stop it. Because by then, it won't be about words. It will be about results. And results speak for themselves. Patience is one of the greatest strengths a person can have, yet too many people mistake it for weakness. In a world obsessed with instant results, fast success, and overnight transformations, patience has become undervalued. People believe waiting is a waste of time, that slowing down means falling behind, that if something doesn't happen immediately, it won't happen at all. But that's not how life works. The strongest, most successful, most fulfilled people understand that great things take time. They don't rush, they don't force, they trust the process. When you lack patience, you make desperate decisions. You settle for less than you deserve. You take shortcuts that cost you more in the long run. Impatience leads to mistakes, jumping into the wrong relationships, taking jobs that don't align with your purpose, quitting when things get tough just because you don't see immediate results. But when you trust the process, when you accept that great things take time, you make better choices. You move differently. You wait for what truly aligns with you instead of grabbing whatever is available out of fear that nothing better will come. Look at the strongest structures in the world. the tallest buildings, the most solid foundations. They take years to build. You can't rush the foundation and expect the building to last. The same is true for anything meaningful in life. A strong relationship isn't built overnight. A successful business doesn't happen in a week. A resilient mindset isn't developed in a day. These things take patience, endurance, and trust, even when you don't see immediate results. Patience is discipline. It's the ability to keep going, even when there's no proof that things are working yet. It's showing up every day, doing the work, believing in yourself, even when nothing around you is changing. Because real success doesn't happen in one big dramatic moment. It happens in the small, consistent efforts that add up over time. Too many people quit too soon. They plant seeds but walk away when they don't see growth right away. But just because you can't see something happening doesn't mean it isn't happening. The most important growth happens beneath the surface before it ever becomes visible. Roots take time to grow deep. Foundations take time to settle. And if you keep digging up your seeds just because they aren't growing fast enough, you'll never see the harvest. Patience isn't about doing nothing. It's not about waiting passively, hoping things magically fall into place. It's about trusting the process while continuing to work, continuing to believe, continuing to build, even when there's no immediate reward. It's the ability to keep moving without needing instant gratification. Society teaches people that if they don't see fast results, they're failing, that if they aren't making big moves, they're falling behind. But real power comes from understanding that not everything happens on your timeline. Some things take longer because they are meant to be stronger, more resilient, more unshakable. The longer you wait, the greater the reward. The stronger the foundation, the higher you can build. Patience is also proof of self-control. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen fast enough. It's easy to compare yourself to others and feel like you're behind. But when you are truly confident in your path, you don't need to rush, you don't need to chase, you don't need to force anything. Because what's meant for you will always come at the right time, in the right way, when you're truly ready. You do your part and let the results unfold as they're meant to. The most successful people aren't the ones who rush to the top. They're the ones who took their time, built carefully, and stayed consistent. They knew that shortcuts lead to setbacks, rushing leads to regret, and impatience leads to settling. They understood that anything worth having is worth waiting for. Some of the biggest mistakes come from impatience, leaving too soon, settling too quickly, reacting instead of waiting. But when you practice patience, you make better decisions. You give yourself time to see the full picture before acting. You avoid unnecessary stress because you trust that what's meant for you will come at the right time. Trusting the process means understanding that delays aren't denials. Just because something isn't happening now doesn't mean it never will. Some doors stay closed until you're truly ready to walk through them. Some things don't work out because something better is ahead. Some struggles last longer because they're teaching you something you need for the next level. But if you give up too soon, if you walk away just because it's taking longer than expected, you'll never see the rewards that patience was preparing you for. The strongest people aren't the ones who force things. They are the ones who trust, who work, and who wait. Because they know that when the time is right, everything will fall into place exactly as it should. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have. It is in silence that the truth is revealed. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop defending your actions, when you stop justifying your choices, people will begin to show you exactly who they are. Some will stay, some will distance themselves, some will become uncomfortable, and some will try to pull you back to a place where they can control you. But if you stay silent, if you resist the urge to explain, you will start to see the truth that words have been covering up. Most people speak because they want to be understood. They want to be heard. They want others to see their side, to know their intentions, to respect their decisions. But what happens when you stop explaining? That's when the truth comes out. That's when you see who was really listening, who was only pretending to support you, who was waiting for you to fail, and who never really cared in the first place. When you explain yourself too much, you give people access to your thoughts, your emotions, and your vulnerabilities. Some people only want to hear you talk so they can use your words against you. They want you to justify your boundaries so they can break them. They want you to explain your growth so they can find a way to stop it. They want you to defend yourself so they can find ways to weaken your argument. But when you stay silent, you take away their power. Silence makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to reveal themselves. When you stop chasing, they show you if they ever truly cared. When you stop explaining, they show you if they ever truly understood. When you stop reaching out, they show you if they ever truly valued your presence. The ones who stay, who respect your silence, who still show up, those are the ones who matter. But the ones who disappear, who get angry, who try to guilt trip you into speaking, those are the ones who were only there for what they could take from you.